So here's a video specifically made for Tasklet Factory users on Sendcloud and on the Business Central Sendcloud integration that we have developed here at Envision, which then in turn can work together alongside your Tasklet Factory solution, allowing you to effectively book and print labels directly from within your Tasklet processes. But before we dive into Business Central and before we start shipping some BC sales orders and shipments, let's have a look at the platform itself, because I personally think that this is the most important part here. Eventually, what we will be doing is we'll be linking all the carriers on the platform and all the features that this platform has. We're linking that to Business Central and then allowing you to work with all that from within BC. Let's have a look at what Sendcloud actually is. Sendcloud is a multi-carrier platform specifically made for e-commerce. So there's not 1,000 transport companies here. There is 160 something nowadays, and these are mainly parcel carriers. So it's all the global ones, as you see up here, but also all the local heroes for each country are supported. And the good thing with Sendcloud is also that you don't have to have your own contract with each one of these. Sendcloud also has a volume contract directly available in the platform, which you can also make use of. So if you want to test Royal Mail, for instance, next to your standard setup of DHL and DPD, feel free, just activate it, use the standard Sendcloud Royal Mail account, test, and then if you're happy with it, you can still opt for your own contract and switch to using that. So if you're wondering whether your carrier is on the list, just go to sendcloud.com/carriers. If you find your carrier listed here or your set of carriers, you know you're good and you can start shipping in a matter of minutes, actually. Just sign up for a Sendcloud account and you should be good getting started real quickly. So if we scroll further down on this page, you'll find some of the more important features within Sendcloud, and that starts with checkout. If you work with a multi-carrier platform, of course, you want to make use of all these shipping services combined in your e-commerce checkout, just as you see here in this little sub-video, I would say, offering eventually as much as flexibility to your buyers as possible, allowing them to select any of the services from any of the carriers that you work with. And that goes for home delivery, but that also goes for working with service points or pickup points. Effectively here, you can offer a very broad combination of all the carriers that you're working with. So here's shipping is another topic. And of course, this is the main topic on the platform. Sendcloud can help you in so many ways, optimizing your shipping, allowing you to effectively select the best possible carrier for each scenario, whether you're optimizing based on weight or for certain areas where you need to deliver the goods. There's really a ton of functionality there, and which we see a lot of customers use really well to shave off a good part of their shipping cost. And then there's tracking, and tracking is really interesting because this also brings us to the brand topic within Sendcloud. Whether you're shipping on behalf of just one brand, but you might also be shipping on behalf of brand A and brand B, you can organize that perfectly well within Sendcloud. Each brand can have their own logo, their own colors, their own communication style. And once you've set up those brands within Sendcloud, each order or each shipment that's going out can be linked to a certain brand, effectively meaning that the one customer will receive branded track and trace emails with a styling such and such and a Lou logo, and your other customers, or maybe for another store you're running, customers are receiving a completely different type of branded track and trace email with another logo and some different colors. Now, let's have a look at returns, because that's also an important part within Sendcloud. Anything that gets shipped potentially is going to be returned. And Sendcloud offers you a very nice way of handling that. There is a returns portal. Again, this will be a branded returns portal. So brand A will have a different look and feel than brand B. And this will correspond with the branded track and trace email, as we just discussed in that other screen. The returns portal allows your customers to simply look up what they have received by postal code, order number, tracking number, whatever they have, and they can select from what has been sent to them. They can explain what they want to happen, whether they want their money back or whether they want to opt for an exchange or something. And then they can register a return. The portal will give them a return label. They can put it on a box and bring that back to the post office. At that time, the information has already been synced back into our Business Central environment. And actually, here's a nice bit of integration with Tasklet Factory as well. As soon as the box arrives back in the warehouse, you can scan it with the receive functionality in Tasklet. That will automatically pick up the right returns document as it was created within the Sendcloud extension. And with that, you complete the receipt. And I think for now, this is what I wanted to show you about the Sendcloud platform. Of course, it has many, many more features, specifically if you're processing larger volumes and support is really becoming a topic, or if you need more statistics, a better grip on cost and performance. Again, Sendcloud has a lot of the functionalities you could make use of in order to perform better in all these areas. Now, the good thing is, if you want to get started with Sendcloud, you just go on their website and click on Start for free. It's really easy. In a matter of minutes, you have your account set up. You can start testing completely for free. You don't even need to have your own contracts because you can already start and make use of the standard Sendcloud contracts. So that's a big difference compared to some of the competing platforms, which sometimes takes weeks or months to get you onboarded with a lot of expensive consultancy projects in between. But once you've registered, once you've created your account, it's time to actually leave the platform, because from that moment on, we're going to use the platform in an integrated setup. So let's jump to Business Central. And here we are. This is a Business Central environment with Sendcloud installed, Tasklet Factory Mobile WMS installed, and we've already configured the whole thing. It's ready to go and to start shipping some BC sales orders. Let me show you a couple of things, because with the new solution in your system, you also get a couple of new menus. Of course, that is just a portion of the functionality that you will really find on the handheld devices. Actually, you won't see that much because things will just happen in the background. Most of the functionality can be found here in Business Central. So there's your shipments, there's labels. A shipment can consist of many parcels, so therefore can have many labels. Here's the returns area, and then here's shipment methods. This is an interesting one to open for a minute. With all the carrier contracts that you've activated within your Sendcloud account, those will be imported into Business Central, including all the parameters we might want to use to optimize or to select the best possible carrier already here in BC. So see, here's all my DHLs. And further down, you'll find my DPDs, I guess. Well, I have a ton of DHLs. So here's my DPDs, and there's my PostNLs. And with all of these service lines, I have a minimum weight, maximum weight, and the countries that I can ship to, the cost. And as you saw here at the top, we also have the ability to directly generate a return label. So to have a pre-printed return label, which you can put in the box to offer your receivers that service, that they can really easily return the goods again. So once you've worked your way through this, there's a couple things more. Here's boxes, for instance. These in the standalone setup is really just some basic information, but in our Tasklet Factory environment, if we search for mobile package types, you'll see that these can be synchronized with the mobile package type area, giving you this new provider here, SCNVN, that's us, Sendcloud Envision. And if you dive further into the setup, as we've done here, you see we've configured our DHL shipping agent to be used with the Sendcloud parcels. We've done all the other configuration that's required. From here on, or with this, you're ready to really start using the Sendcloud services through Tasklet Factory. So let's dive into one real quickly. Let's create a sales order for our demo customer here, and new document, sales order. Here we go. And let's just ship some Amsterdam lamps, as we always do. Just one in this case. Create the warehouse shipment. Here we go. All really basic stuff. We create a pick. And now we move to our handheld device and we look up the pick task. Here it is. And as we always do, nothing special, just bin one and put in our tote number. There we go. Just one. And let's complete the pick. Here's our warehouse shipment. And you'll see, if we open up this one, you'll see that it already has our Sendcloud default option selected, the large box in this case, and I could select any of the others. But because these are linked with my Sendcloud solution, if we complete the shipment here, we are allowed to put in an actual weight value. If we post it, the Sendcloud extension will pick up that we actually requested the system to obtain a label and a tracking number for this shipment here. So in the background, that is exactly what is happening. If we move away from our warehouse shipment, we see that we have a tracking number already, and we have a label here already, because that's what happened in the background. The software has created this new type of document in your Business Central environment, the Sendcloud Shipment, with all the information from our customer and from the license plate that we were just working with in Tasklet. And if we would have had multiple license plates, or if we would have split one up into two or combined two back into one, the software simply follow what's happening there, copy that structure onto our shipment document here, select the right carrier for you. You can immediately see the price as well, and it will post the shipment to Sendcloud, obtaining the label, obtaining the tracking information, which if we click here on track parcels, you'll see that branded tracking page as we discussed earlier. In my case here, nothing super special, but it still looks really nice. And if you were to be shipping with other carriers, you would see the exact same page, but then perhaps another carrier logo. Let's go back to our shipment. And because we have label printing configured as well, at the same time we posted it on our handheld, a shipping label got printed on our Zebra label printer, and the shipment node came out of our desktop printer. And if we had it configured to print, to generate those pre-printed return labels, we would have had two labels coming off the label printer. One goes in the box together with the shipment node, and the other one goes on the outside of the box, and we're good to go. On to the next one. This is a real quick demonstration on how we've integrated Sendcloud with Business Central, and then also enabled the combination of Tasklet Factory Mobile WMS to work with the same extension in the middle here and to make use of the Sendcloud functionalities. If you want to see more, if you want a more tailored demo using whatever type of functionality you're looking for, just reach out and we'll get that organized for you.